We about to get into this. So it looks like there's a shit show in the courtroom where Young Thug's at. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, Flacco's gonna be taking us through this right here.
Young Thug has been on trial for only one day and is already a clown show. The opening statement, to my opinion, was pathetic. This is one of the worst opening statements I've ever heard. She sounded incoherent. It was hard to really follow what her points are exactly. Now, some of the highlights from the opening
what are you saying?
Included her referencing Young Thug during an interview where he said he hated rats.
A video of the defendant, Jeffrey Williams.
That could mean anything. I hate mice too. Who wouldn't hate mice?
I think lie to their mama, lie to their kids, lie to their brothers.
Hide your wife, hide your kids.
And then get right into the courtroom and tell the God's honest truth. Don't get it. Y'all need to get killed.
This chick seems like inexperienced for real.
Me and YSL. The defendant's words tell you that there is an enterprise. The defendant's words establish
It's a record label.
his willingness and agreement to participate in this enterprise through illegal activities.
Y'all make sure y'all go follow Poetic Flacco, subscribe to his channel, like it.
Me and YSL.
Also do the same for me.
Evidence will show that's akin to him saying that's for me and my pack.
She also mentioned the fact that Young Thug rapped about having machine guns and semi-automatic guns with switches.
Yeah, he also did a tour with Machine Gun Kelly and had a song with him too.
Stolen handguns that YSL dealt with. It was machine guns. You'll hear evidence that at the home of Jeffrey Williams, in addition to the pharmacy,
I thought it was innocent until proven guilty.
there is a gun with a switch that allows, with one trigger pull, 10 times more bullets to come out at a time.
She seems like she don't know what she's talking about.
There will be no evidence to show any need for that in legitimate, ordinary, record deal making business. The evidence will show that the existence of those dangerous weapons like the machine gun, the stolen firearms, those things are all evidence of these defendants' conspiracy. Those things are
She got some big ass hands.
of the existence of the enterprise.
Looks like an ex-WNBA player or something.
Is to maintain and retain dominance, control, and ill-gotten.
She looks like she retaining water and
She
shit.
also referenced the Lil Wayne tour bus incident. She stated that some YSL associates came to the club with guns. They were rejected from the club. They couldn't get in, so they stood outside.
Dude, how old is that? Like, is there a statute of limitation for that or something?
She claims that Young Thug gave the instructions.
The evidence will show that the YSL gang members that showed up at the compound that night were not allowed entry into Lil Wayne's concert, his venue. So what they did was they waited until Lil Wayne leaves.
Lil Wayne.
He's in his tour bus
Where's that?
and is attempting to leave the area. They get up beside the tour bus and they unload bullets into the man's tour bus. Bullets.
They did?
For nothing, except to show their dominance. There will be no evidence that Lil Wayne threatened either of them that night. But that act on the part of Jimmy Winfrey.
What does that have to do with Young Thug's case?
Before you today, that act was intended to show their solidarity, their willingness to act on the behalf of, their willingness to exact violence upon anyone who threatened the position of.
Man, y'all better be careful out there, man.
Made a really big error. See, she did something that's a no-no that any seasoned prosecutor know not to do, and that's burden shifting. You see,
burden
the
shifting.
burden of proof is on the prosecution. The defendant is innocent
because he's innocent until proven guilty. I told you.
Prove the defendant is guilty.
I'm on the same page,
During
Flacco.
her opening statement, she shifted the blame, and she
Dude,
stated
Flacco's
that
videos
the
are fucking
defense
flawless, bro,
can't
on his
provide
page.
Any proof to prove that he's not a gang leader and he's not a part of an enterprise, and that's a huge no-no, and that's cause for a mistrial on any other occasion in trial.
What you will not hear any evidence of is that the defendants were not involved in a criminal street gang. You will not hear any evidence that they did not commit crimes on behalf of YSL. And as I stated to you earlier, what I'm
She seems like a
Let me
biatch.
statement, please, as burden shifting.
Object basis?
Burden shifting. And
The hell?
Parker versus
God?
the state at
Oh.
270.
Oh, look at
Why
Thugger.
don't we take that up and I'll note your objection.
Sorry, I'm a little sick, guys.
Why don't you rephrase, madam?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just rephrase it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to explain to you
She got the Gumby.
what the burden is in this case. Remember what I told you earlier? That the burden never shifts to the defendants to prove for certain innocence, they're presumed innocent. And it's only until you hear evidence that you decide is sufficient, and I'll instruct you on how you're supposed to do that at a later point in time.
I don't know if they know that Young Thug's lawyer is Brian Steele. You're not about to beat Brian Steele
For real?
with a prosecutor like that. I'm sorry, it's never going to happen. Now, unless they got some overwhelming evidence that Young Thug was really out here moving stupid and reckless, you're not beating Brian
Man, I think
Steele
Young Thug
on
has a
technicality
chance.
with that as your prosecutor. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. But they let her slide for the first mistake, but she wouldn't stop making mistakes. Now, the biggest mistake she made during this trial so far, and it's only the opening statement we're on, is
First
she
day.
showed a slide during her PowerPoint, during her opening statement, and on the slide, it had a
Ryan.
name on the slide that the judge had already granted the notion of, listen, that name would not be mentioned at trial because Young Thug's defense attorney is representing the co-defendant of the name that she showed. But she still went ahead and showed the name, and she still went ahead and broke the judge's orders and broke the motion and didn't give a damn. So Young Thug's attorney stood up and asked for a mistrial to happen due to her violating the judge's orders blatantly and intentionally.
What's your motion, sir?
And you're good. You're good, Flacco. For Shisho.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Your Honor, last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, you ordered the parties to share all of their displays in opening statement to the others so we don't have to have these interruptions.
That guy
I did
looks
that.
important or something.
The state shared with me.
It looks like he's on one of them commercials, them lawyer commercials or
That's
something.
all they had. That's what I got. What you just saw on your screen, if you don't remember, I'll ask the state to put it up, and I asked for it to be marked as exhibit, is what you already excluded. It states that Mr. Ryan was convicted of murder, and I represent the co-defendant who's not on trial on the appeal. How did that not get sent to me so I could bring it to the honorable court's attention? One. And two, how do we just violate court orders? So, yes, I have a serious motion for a mistrial because it's intentional misconduct. That's my motion.
All right.
And
When she was asked, she stated, hey, yeah, my bad, I made a mistake. I didn't know it was there. So instead of a mistrial, can we just alert the jury to ignore what was on screen?
And Your Honor, while I am putting
No,
that
you already
back
said
up,
it.
I will state in my place that
I mean, you already
initially
displayed it.
When there was the objection from Mr. Steele,
Miss
I didn't
Gumby
have a
hit.
clue what it was about because I didn't mention his name and didn't intend to mention his name. As I looked at the screen, I saw that part of his name was on the screen for the most part.
But I mentioned that, I ruled upon that last week. I did. That we were not, I would take it as it came in this case, and if the evidence got to that point, then I would deal with it accordingly.
Yes, Your Honor.
So,
And Your Honor, as to Mr. Steele's motion, as I'm pulling this up, the state
That judge seems irritated as fuck.
for a curative instruction, and a reminder to the court, to the jury, that nothing that the lawyers say is evidence in this case.
Now the judge gets really upset and really angry at her because he asked her, hold up, like, do you plan on introducing any other facts or testimonies or screenshots or exhibits that you haven't given to the defense attorney yet? And she wouldn't commit to the answer.
Inadvertent omission to leave Mr. Steele, at least part of his name, on here.
I got that, but he's talking about, is there anything else you're going to use in opening you haven't shown to defense counsel? He's telling us,
and the judge is extremely upset at her because according to the judge, he already warned her and the prosecutors to turn in every evidence and exhibit to the defense attorneys for them to review it before you present it at trial. But they keep on breaking those rules.
Well, I said that. I told you to do that a week ago. Because here's what
Who's getting on her ass?
I've got a jury that's out right now that's being interrupted. And Ms. D. Williams, you should have made your motion or should have told me about that an hour ago or when you found
Miss
out about
Gumby
it.
Head.
Not hijack me at the bench about that. You did what you had to do, but I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about any of this. Because this is stuff we could take care of before our jury comes in. And that makes you all, lessen your ability as advocates and lessen our ability for this jury to go ahead and get this case seamlessly. This is what I told you all was going to happen. So, have you given them everything?
Somebody's in
you're gonna show them in an
trouble.
opening statement?
Your Honor, I haven't given them all of the word slides. I did give to them what Mr. Williams objected to. I had given that to them previously. I will give them or share with them the things that have been added as of this evening. And
Can you do that over the next 5 minutes?
I sure can.
Deputy Ingram, Ingram, can you find out if our jurors are ready? Are they ready? Are they still using the restroom?
I'll send that to them right now as we're waiting.
Your Honor, can we have a few more? Your Honor, Jay Apt on behalf of Mr. Kendrick, can we have 5 or 10 minutes to review whatever Ms. Love is going to send us?
You can take a comfort break, and I'll come back at 10 of.
If day one was already a dumpster fire,
Dang, Young
like
Doug
that,
wants to take a break.
I can't wait to see what day 2, day 3, day 4, week 6. I can't wait to see the cross-examination, bro. I can't wait to see how much of a clown show this is going to be. If you're watching, let me know in the comments.
Young Thug's gonna beat this. Free Thugger. Make sure to subscribe, like the video. See you on the next one. If you don't know, you do now.